The NFL world was turned upside down when the Miami Dolphins and Pittsburgh Steelers pulled off a blockbuster trade at the end of June, a deal so surprising that it left even Steelers superstar T.J. Watt stunned. The trade, which sent cornerback Jalen Ramsey and tight end Jonnu Smith to Pittsburgh in exchange for star safety Minkah Fitzpatrick and draft picks, shocked players, fans, and analysts alike. While rumors had swirled about Ramsey's availability and Smith's contract situation, no one expected Fitzpatrick, a cornerstone of the Steelers' defense and a fan favorite, to be part of the deal. For a team known for its loyalty to defensive playmakers, the move was uncharacteristically bold. T.J. Watt, fresh off signing a record-breaking $123 million contract extension, didn't hold back when asked about the trade. "I was shocked," he admitted in a recent interview. "I was just as shocked as everyone in this room was." Watt's reaction speaks volumes about the gravity of this deal, especially considering how rarely the Steelers shake up their core defensive roster. This wasn't just another transaction, it was a seismic shift in the identity of Pittsburgh's defense. The full trade sent Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and a 2027 seventh-round pick to the Steelers, while the Dolphins received Minkah Fitzpatrick and a 2027 fifth-rounder. On paper, the exchange is fairly balanced, a star safety for a star corner, with a tight end thrown in for offensive versatility. But emotionally and strategically, the trade signals a shift in direction for both franchises. Pittsburgh, clearly in win-now mode after acquiring Aaron Rodgers, is reshaping its roster with proven veterans who fit the vision of new offensive coordinator Arthur Smith and a defense geared for aggressive, man-coverage schemes. Fitzpatrick, who originally entered the NFL as a Miami Dolphin before being traded to the Steelers in 2019, now finds himself back where his career began. During his time in Pittsburgh, he became a 5-time Pro Bowler and a 3-time All-Pro, the heart of the secondary and a vocal leader in the locker room. His departure is not just a personnel change, it's the end of an era for Steelers fans who watched him make game-saving plays year after year. The shock surrounding this trade is not limited to fans or media. According to sources close to the team, several players were blindsided by Fitzpatrick's departure. He was viewed as a core piece, someone who had bought into the Steelers' culture and thrived in it. His massive 4-year, $73 million deal, which runs through 2026, suggested he was here to stay. But the Steelers saw an opportunity to retool, and they took it, betting that Ramsey's shutdown ability and Smith's offensive versatility would better align with their immediate Super Bowl aspirations. For T.J. Watt, who has played alongside Fitzpatrick since 2019, the emotional weight of the trade is significant. These two anchored the defense through some of its toughest years, and their chemistry on the field was undeniable. Losing a teammate like that isn't easy, even when the incoming talent is as elite as Ramsey. Watt's candid admission of surprise underscores the reality that even for veterans, the NFL can be unpredictable, and that big moves often carry emotional consequences. This trade marks a turning point for the Steelers. It's a clear statement that the front office is willing to make bold, even uncomfortable decisions in pursuit of a championship. While some fans may be uneasy about losing Fitzpatrick, the message is unmistakable. Pittsburgh is going all in. With Rodgers under center, Ramsey locking down the secondary, and a host of new weapons on both sides of the ball, the 2025 Steelers are being built to win now.
From a technical standpoint, the Jalen Ramsey-Minkah Fitzpatrick trade represents a dramatic shift in how the Steelers plan to structure their defense moving forward. Pittsburgh has traditionally relied on safeties with high football IQ and range to control the back end, and Minkah Fitzpatrick epitomized that role. His ability to play deep zone, disguise coverages, and close on the ball made him a vital piece in both run support and coverage schemes. Swapping that for a press-man physical corner like Ramsey signals a shift in defensive philosophy, one that prioritizes physicality and matchup-specific flexibility on the perimeter. Jalen Ramsey brings a different skill set to Pittsburgh's defense, one that meshes well with defensive coordinator Teryl Austin's apparent evolution toward a more aggressive approach. Ramsey thrives in man coverage, and his ability to shadow opposing WR1s allows Pittsburgh to be more creative with blitz packages and safety rotations. His presence should also alleviate some pressure on the Steelers' young corners like Joey Porter Jr., giving them room to develop without always facing the opponent's top target. Jonnu Smith's inclusion in the trade added another layer of strategy. He's familiar with Arthur Smith's offense from their time together in Tennessee and Atlanta, and his arrival allows the Steelers to implement more two tight end sets. This creates mismatches and adds unpredictability to the offense, especially with Pat Freiermuth already in place. The move isn't just about defense. It's part of a broader, more aggressive roster redesign aimed at making the Steelers more competitive in all three phases. Still, the emotional response from fans has been mixed. For many in Steelers Nation, Minkah Fitzpatrick was a fan favorite, a player whose leadership and production made him the face of the post-Roethlisberger era. His trade sparked a wave of reaction on social media, with many fans expressing shock, disappointment, and even anger at the decision. The fact that T.J. Watt, one of the team's leaders, openly admitted he was caught off guard only fueled the conversation further. On the other hand, there's a growing segment of fans excited by the boldness of this front office. With the addition of Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, and now Jalen Ramsey and Jonnu Smith, it's clear the Steelers are swinging for the fences. For a franchise that has often been criticized for being too conservative, this newfound aggression is energizing, even if it comes with some difficult goodbyes. Inside the locker room, the transition will require trust and quick adaptation. Ramsey is a strong personality and a vocal leader in his own right. Building chemistry with Watt, Hayward, Queen, and the rest of the defense will be crucial, especially with the spotlight squarely on Pittsburgh heading into the 2025 season. Watt's public reaction, while candid, is also a signal to the locker room. These moves are real, and this team must unite quickly if they want to chase a championship. It's also important to note how this deal repositions Pittsburgh in the AFC landscape. With Ramsey locking down one side of the field, T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith can attack with more confidence, knowing that their back-end coverage is secured by an elite corner. The shift from safety-based coverage to man-to-man perimeter strength gives Pittsburgh a new identity, one that could prove vital in matchups against AFC offenses like Kansas City, Cincinnati, and Buffalo. Overall, the technical implications of this trade are as dramatic as its emotional ones. This is a team that is no longer content with simply making the playoffs. The 2025 Pittsburgh Steelers are built for a run, and the Ramsey-Smith acquisition, despite the loss of Fitzpatrick, might be the final push they needed to match firepower with other AFC contenders.
From our perspective, this blockbuster trade may go down as one of the boldest and most strategic moves in recent Steelers history. Swapping a franchise-caliber safety like Minkah Fitzpatrick is never easy, emotionally or strategically, but what Pittsburgh gains in return could elevate this team into true contender status. General Manager Omar Khan and head coach Mike Tomlin made a decision that's not just about talent, it's about fit, timing, and alignment with the team's aggressive new identity. If the goal is to win now, and all signs point to that, then acquiring a game-changing defender like Jalen Ramsey and a system-perfect offensive weapon in Jonnu Smith is exactly the kind of calculated risk that separates playoff hopefuls from championship threats. Let's not pretend this was a small trade. Minkah Fitzpatrick was more than just a safety. He was a culture setter, a face of the franchise post-Ben Roethlisberger, and a fan favorite whose big plays often bailed out the team. Trading him sends a strong message to the locker room and the fan base. No one is untouchable when it comes to building a winner. That's a gutsy move, and it will only be validated if it delivers results on the field. But here's the truth. Fitzpatrick was expensive, and his contract, though justified, created cap inflexibility. By flipping him for Ramsey and Smith, the Steelers upgraded at two key positions while maintaining financial agility. From a football perspective, Ramsey gives Pittsburgh the rare ability to dictate matchups defensively. In an AFC loaded with elite receivers, having someone who can shadow and erase WR1s is invaluable. Combined with T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith collapsing pockets, Ramsey's presence could allow Pittsburgh to finally implement the kind of press-man coverage that forces turnovers and creates defensive swagger. On the other side of the ball, Jonnu Smith is exactly the kind of player Arthur Smith loves, a versatile, powerful pass-catching tight end who knows the playbook and can contribute immediately. That continuity could be critical for Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't have time for a multi-year rebuild or chemistry curve. And let's talk about Watt's reaction, because it matters. His surprise shows this wasn't just a business-as-usual transaction. It disrupted the emotional core of the team. But Watt also now has an elite corner behind him and one of the most aggressive defenses on paper. If anyone understands that championship windows are short and sacrifices sometimes necessary, it's Watt. His extension confirmed his commitment. Now, it's about turning that commitment into results. For Steelers fans still processing this trade,
Our advice is simple. This is not a teardown, it's a transformation. This front office is done playing it safe. They believe this team can win now, and they're acting like it. It's uncomfortable, yes. Seeing Fitzpatrick in a Dolphins jersey again will sting. But Steelers Nation is built on resilience and trust in the system. And this system is saying loud and clear, we're going for it. So here's your call to action, Steelers Nation. Stand behind this roster. Embrace the vision. Whether it's Rodgers' final ride, Ramsey's next act, or Watt's leadership moment, the 2025 Steelers are writing a new chapter, and it starts with bold moves like this. Subscribe now and join us for every twist, every breakout, and every clash that defines this season. Because if this team hits its ceiling, we may look back at this trade as the moment everything changed.